What's up, sports fans? I'm Casey James with this NBA report. And you know how I do it. I give you the 411 and I keep it real. And if you don't know, you better ask somebody. The NBA All-Star Game was in Orlando over the weekend, and it was a classic shootout with the West holding on to win it 152 to 149 over the East. 301 combined points scored, the most ever in the history of the All-Star Game. But that's not the big story coming out of Orlando. The big story out of the Big O is, what was Dwayne Wade thinking committing that hard foul on Kobe Bryant? It's an All-Star Game. It's an exhibition. It's a show for the fans. The All-Star Game is a 48-minute slam dunk contest. That's what it is. You don't go WWE on one of the greatest players in the history of the game. Now Kobe Bryant has got a busted beak and he suffered a concussion. That move by D. Wade was Bush. Yeah, I know he didn't intentionally try to hurt Kobe, but you just don't commit that foul at all. A guy scores on you, you score on him, you have some fun, and it's all good. I've been watching or attending All-Star games since 1972, and I have never seen anything like that. Yeah, Dwayne Wade later apologized, and Kobe said, yeah, everything is all good, but you know the Black Mamba put that in the back of his memory bank. And that sets up the showdown coming up this weekend in LA as the Heat go into Los Angeles to take on the Lakers. And I wouldn't be surprised if you see Kobe drop a 40 spot on Miami and 38 right into Wayne Wade's grill. To be continued. The two best teams in the NBA going into the All-Star break are the OKC Thunder in the West, the team who I picked to get to the NBA Finals, and those same Miami Heat, and we'll talk a little bit about them later. Let's talk about the Thunder first with the two of the best young players in the game today, that dynamic duo in Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook. And they went back into Orlando to take on the Heat on Tuesday, and they handled their business coming from a 14-point deficit to win 105-102. Kevin Durant, the Durantula, dropped 38, and Russell Westbrook had 29 and 10 dimes as they came back. Dwight Howard is doing all he can, but he just doesn't have enough around him. And how fast can he get out of Orlando? The Heat had better trade him yesterday. Otherwise, history is going to repeat itself. Just like when Shaq left in 1996 and they got squat. They better trade him for kibble and bits, or whatever they can get. They need to drop their standards down and what they're asking for, because there's really no trades out there because Orlando wants too much for Dwight Howard, and the clock is ticking on the Magic. Otherwise, Dwight Howard will walk at the end of the season, and I think he'll end up either in New Jersey with Deron Williams or maybe in Dallas, who has ridiculous bank and ridiculous money that Mark Cuban will spend trying to put another championship team back together. We'll talk a little bit more about that as the season goes. Now, the Heat went into the All-Star break, winners of 8 in a row, playing the best basketball in the association. The big three, D. Wade, Bron, and Chris Bosh have figured it out, and they have been getting it done. They came out after the All-Star break. Now, Chris Bosh missing a couple of games because of family reasons, a death in his family, but LeBron James has put up 38 and 35, and D. Wade had a big game too as they beat Portland. But on Friday night, the Heat got cooled off as the Jazz played some sweet music and beat them 99 to 98 when Udonis Haslem missed a jumper from 17 feet with 9/10 of a second left that could have won it for the Heat. Again, people will talk about why didn't LeBron take the last shot? Well, Udonis Haslem was open. That was the right basketball play. He just missed the shot. So now, again, that sets up the showdown coming up this Sunday in LA, the Lakers and the Heat. And Kobe looking like the Phantom of the Opera wearing that mask since the All-Star break has been over from that busted beak. Kobe had 31 and 38. So I think Kobe ought to keep wearing that mask, and we'll see what happens because that is a big showdown coming up on Sunday in LA. We got so much more to talk about coming up on the NBA Report. I'm Casey James, so I will catch up with you next time, and you know how I do it. I give you the 411, and I keep it real. And if you don't know, you better ask somebody. I'll see you next time.